Okay.
Ready now.
Okay.
There you go.
Congratulations, Anna. You surprised at the time you ran today?
I knew it was going to be a PR. I didn't know how big of a PR it was going to be, so a little bit, but not completely.
How would you describe your race overall from start to finish?
It was a good one. I mean, it's a PR, so, but if I'm going to nitpick it, I would say one and two were really solid. 3, I need to be on it a little bit more. Felt very controlled 4 through 5. 6 was a little reachy. 7 through 9 were really good. 10 was a little reachy. I give myself like an A-.
Okay.
Like there's definitely room for improvement there.
The last hurdle, was there, did you feel it, were you still having to win going through that last hurdle?
What do you mean?
I mean, going through that last hurdle, were you just as strong as you were?
Yeah, I felt pretty strong. I wish I had, I reached a little bit for it, and I think I should have done a better job coming off of 9, so I wouldn't have had to reach at the end going into 10, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I did feel strong.
Do you feel like a veteran? It's only 3 years removed since NCAA's coming out of USC, but like, do you feel like a veteran?
Yes and no. You know, it's weird because people have always told me like, oh, you're so mature for your age, but I really feel like I wasn't mature until like 6 months ago. So in some ways, yes, I feel like a veteran because this is actually my 3rd Olympic trials. I came here when I was in high school, made it to the semi, didn't make the final and was heartbroken. 2nd time I was here in 21, I made the team, but I feel like I've come into myself a lot more. Like I have a better understanding, not only of the race and of track, but just of my body and what I can do and what my strengths are, and how to run this race in different ways. So I do feel like a veteran, but I don't know. I feel like every year as I keep training and growing in this event, I gain more and more tools. So I don't feel like I'm anywhere near my ceiling, if that makes sense.
What's it going to take to get out of fame?
Running faster. You know, I don't want to put a time on it. I don't really, to be honest with you, I don't run for a specific time. I don't run with a time in mind. I run for execution. I run to do it the way that my coach wants me to do it, to do it the way that I believe I can do it. I want to be competitive. I mean, if I had to guess a time, 53 low, if not 52 will be the last one in. I don't want to be on that bubble, so I'm just going to run my hardest, clean up the things I need to clean up. I'm giving you kind of as I'm processing it in the moment, but I'm sure there are things my coach saw that I haven't picked up on yet. So I think it'll just take taking my coach's corrections and executing them tomorrow and just really being competitive, being in the moment and desire, if that makes sense.
So to that point, you know, I think that you matured a lot earlier than 6 months ago.
Thank you.
But I mean, how much fun is it? How much joy is there in seeing the Anna that was here in 21 and this woman now that just showed us the best race, at least time wise, of your life?
Oh my gosh, yeah. There's a lot more joy. I mean, I think that the nerves never go away. I think the second I come into a race and I'm not nervous at all, that'll be when it's time to hang it up, because I get nervous because I care. So I'm not at the point where I'm like, oh, whatever, another walk in the park. Like, no, I want this so bad. I want to execute it well so badly. So the nerves are always there, but it's just, it doesn't inhibit me anymore. If anything, I'm just excited about the opportunity to show what I've been doing and show that the work I've been putting in is meaningful. So yeah, I think woman is the best way to describe it. Even though I was like in my 20s when I made the team for the first time, I in so many ways I feel like I was just a little girl, like with a big sparkly scrunchie, and I'm like, no, I've got my grown woman haircut. I'm here, okay? I don't know what the question was, but we're going with that answer.
What does it mean you have yourself? There's of course Delila, and then I know Rachel Glenn is kind of in Arkansas, even Shamir, like in Arkansas in general. Like, what does it mean to have kind of all of you going into the final here? I
mean, it speaks to the kind of coaches that Chris and Boogie are. They know this event, they know what they're doing, they know how to pull the best out of their athletes. I think we're very, very fortunate in Arkansas. We've got great facilities, great support there. I made the move in October. It was kind of short notice, but it's been very welcoming being in Fayetteville. I'm very appreciative of it, and I think that, you know, we come to these meets, and there are of course people we haven't seen, but there's top tier talent right there in Fayetteville. So if I'm having a bad day, I see the girls who I'm going to have to line up against, who I might be competing for a spot in a relay with, and I see them getting after it. So it just forces us all to constantly level up, and I think it keeps Chris and Boogie, you know, they're brothers, they're collaborators, but they're competitors too. So we're all out there working together, working hard, but there's always that competitive energy, and I think it's really, really positive. As you can see, 4 of us from the same, not just the same city, not just the same state, but the same university, the same track, are all going to be in this final. So it's a real testament to them.
And is there a routine you use to control your nerves or keep your nerves under control so it doesn't get out of hand?
Yeah, I mean, It's just about being even, I would say.
Okay.
I don't want to get too high. I don't want to get too low. And during the day, like leading up to the race, I just hang out. I've been watching the Dallas Cowboys cheerleader show on Netflix. I was watching Summer Baking Championship on Food Network. So just really light during the day. I know what kind of competitor I am. And I want to be, when I get to the track, I want to have full intensity, full focus, full energy. So during the day before I get here, I just want to be light and loose. And I love Eugene. I love it here. We've been coming here for years. I go to the same restaurants every day. They know me. I go to Morning Glory in the morning. I go to Perugino in the afternoon for my turkey sandwich and my coffee, and I just chill. And so that when I get here, I can be fully present in my feelings, and the nerves are going to be there, and I just embrace it. I embrace it as a sign of, you know what, this is going to take me that next level up. This is that adrenaline. This is that intensity, and I welcome it, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So last question for me. You curious about Grand Slam track, if you've like heard details about it and thoughts about it. Just curious if it's something you'd be interested in being part of.
I've heard about it. I really haven't looked too deeply into it because this is the goal, trials and the games, and ask me in 2 months, I'll have a more eloquent, well-thought answer. But I think all the attention we're getting towards track, whether it's this or what Alexis and Gabby announced, I'm excited about more resources, more attention coming into track. I think it's for the better. That's all I can give you right now because I got goals here.
There you go. Good job out there.
Thank you.